So we move on from two teams trying to catch up to two teams that have looked pretty comfortable so far. Both of them have already made the semi-finals. BDS last time out in the grand finals, Johnny. But whoever wins this, you're going to pretty much be looking at it as almost a lock, really, to get over to Stockholm.
Yeah, it's really Dignitas that are that question mark here, because BDS, I don't think there's anyone who thinks they're not going to make it to Stockholm. They're by far the most consistent team in Europe. They didn't win last time around, but I think that they are the guaranteed team to make into top 5. Dignitas, almost. They look great. I think that they are definitely one of the favorites to make that top 5. But can they perform against BDS today? They weren't able to last time that they played. Not a bad start as chance falls for Jarius. Monkey Moon able to knock that one away. Now marked by 8, playing that disruptive role, always cutting back towards the ball when he rotates out of the enemy half. Dignitas have got the mechanics, they've got the individual ability. Do they have the consistency? Do they have the mental ability to play as well against BDS as they'd have against everybody else?
Already heard from the desk earlier on. Also, we see Jarius looks for the top corner. 2 players needed to keep him out. Gibson Leaf was saying that it was actually a bit of a slow affair last time that we saw them, which is a little bit surprising because you would expect BDS to be almost the exact opposite sort of test for a team like Dignitas, because whilst SK yesterday were very hands-off in a bit of a way, wanted to see whether or not they were, going to make a mistake. You'd expect BDS to sort of be the powder keg of sorts, just keep putting pressure on. When are you guys going to make the mistake?
Yeah.
That was a surprise to me when those guys said that. So I'm wondering, well, who's going to make the adjustments this time round?
I think it is probably Dignitas that need to make those adjustments. We're going to find out about that soon, of course. But kicking off, I expect to see more of the same from both teams. BDS have done what they do best for more than a year now. They just go in and try to obliterate the opponents. They don't hold back. Dignitas, kind of in between. They're still trying to find their style. They're still trying to find their confidence moving forward. We often see the third man for Dig just pausing, hesitating before joining the attack because they have been caught out of position too many times. It happened a ton in the first event of this season. Happened a little bit yesterday as well in the quarterfinals. But they are making progress. I do think that this will be a more competitive semi-final than the last time these two teams played. But yeah, I have to agree with the desk. I'd love to be as bold as the viewers predicting Dig to win.
The viewers, if you guys are right, by all means, hang that over us forever. Because me and Johnny, we already went ahead with this on yesterday's pre-show. We think that, we expected that BDS were going to move on. And then we had a couple of disagreements internally about who was going to win the grand finals. But we'll worry about that as we get to it. I don't necessarily need the stats person for this one, because if BDS do end up taking it, it'll mean that every single one of the European grand final slots so far this season would have been taken by teams that are boot camping. It has definitely been a big difference maker, and we saw what it's done for Vitality. Already back to their usually brilliant selves.
Yeah, interesting to know that Mark by 8 is not at the BDS team house for this event, though. They are doing what they did for most of RLCS Season X. That's having Extra and Monkey Moon at the team house, and Mark is at home in Spain. So they're trying to get back to the comfort zone, I think. This is how they dominated for all of last season. Although it was great to see them all together for the first event.
So just over a minute played. Managed to get some of the issues sorted out, and we are right back into game number 1. As always, both teams have got access to that timeout, and it's been very interesting to see how the coaches have started to experiment with using that, as it's been further and further since the day it was introduced. Off the backboard, Monkey Moon able to make contact, but he has got Extra up there in support. Here's some of that individual brilliance that we're going to expect to see from Dignitas. The one issue that they might have over on Dignitas is, even if they can get the individual wins, just how quick BDS recovers. And we already know that the individual plays not quite as fast as pinging the ball around as for team plays. As now it comes all the way down, a miscommunication between Dignitas. Jack slows the play down, wants his team to get back into position.
This is very, very impressive by Dignitas so far. They've completely pinned BDS back, and they are stopping all the hard clears. BDS can see how high up the field Digger pressed. They're trying to clear it over their heads. It's not working. And again, Scrub able to intercept what was a much softer clear. Now coming across the backboard is Jorius with a shot into Abjack. 1 goal to put Dignitas in front, and the whole team was there to help it in.
It's one thing doing this against SK in game 1. It's a different thing entirely to take on BDS and to do pretty much the exact same as what they were doing yesterday. Dignitas, they've started to figure this out, and if we keep going through everyone, or John, if you just do a quick tab, you'll see a big fat 0 next to everybody on BDS when it comes to shots. They have not even seen the other side of the field for barely any time.
Yeah, if you take away saves from the stats, they're a donut shop right now, but I'm sure that's going to change. It's unlikely that BDS will be on the back foot for this entire game, and they will take more risks if they still trail in the final minute, final 30 seconds. But that shows what Dignitas can do. These guys are very fast, very mechanical, very efficient. When they combine all of that individual skills together, play as a well-oiled unit, then they are very much in the conversation to have a chance against anybody. Tidy passing by BDS. Jorius lobs the ball into the corner. Very nicely back into the middle by BDS, but Mark was too close to have an easy angle at it. BDS getting more chances to see the Dignet up close, but still no threatening shots on net.
Good drop all the way down. You can see Mark looking for Jorius. That's going to put him out of position very slightly. BDS just can't find the final pass. As always, wanting to stay incredibly tight to the passing play. They want to get a couple of seconds ahead of it, as there's the block, there's the goal!
What?
And that is what Jorius brings to the table.
I mean, when you play against Jorius, you just never know what's going to happen. You don't know if he knows what's going to happen, but he finds a way to make it work. That's the 1v3 against BDS. Going past Extra and then underneath Monkey Moon and actually chipping the ball on the bounce back up over Mark by 8's head. Phenomenal stuff by Jorius.
So good at just conditioning you to where he wants you to go. Now Jorius off the backboard. Both Monkey Moon and Mark are going to hold back, but a 2-goal lead for Dignitas. And they have looked even better than yesterday. We thought yesterday was a big improvement. It has been day by day. They have grown into this roster.
Well, you know, we keep seeing hints on the timeline. We keep seeing hints from all the players when they're talking about teaming together. Scrub, Abjack, Jorius all believe in themselves, and they all have faith in the process of improvement. But they've hinted that they're not peaked yet. You know, they're not happy with yesterday's performance, despite it being good enough to get them into the semi-finals. They are still a work in progress, but I totally agree. This is clean today, and even when there are some misses coming through, they are communicating it so early. It's always another Dignitas player who's first on the scene when one of them fails to make contact.
Scrub wanted to take out Extra. Is not quite able to do so. Would have just been an exclamation point on an impeccable game 1 from Dignitas.
Clean.
The desk didn't believe, you at home did. And if we are going to see the upset, this was the perfect way to start it.
Yeah, this is the most likely way to get a good series between these two. A good chance for Dignitas to take this is a good early start, because we saw what happened last time that BDS played Dig. They started strong and completely ran away with it, but now Dignitas have come in with a much more consistent base of play, and when you have that foundation to build every attack on, you're going to get those plays out of Jorius. You're going to get, and it's not just the solo goal. That pass as well for the first goal was ideal. If he'd shot that on target, it's an easy save for the pre-jumping BDS members, but because he's hit the bar, it's an open net for Jack.
And every single time, now that we're seeing this more and more from Dignitas, that this is something that they want, just get the opposing team on their own goal line and just let everyone have their turn. You know, we've got control of the midfield, we've got control of their boost. Keep your eyes on the top corners of your screen. Keep an eye on that BDS boost amount, because the moment they start to run low, they will be at Dignitas's individual mercy. It's so important now that BDS, one, avoid those situations entirely, and if they can't achieve that, make sure that they're landing near boost, because if those get taken away, it's going to be a rough time.
Well, Dig have showed yesterday that it's dangerous to try and wait for mistakes against them. They punished SK Gaming for doing that. SK were just waiting for Dig to make mistakes and trying to win the series based on that. Dig didn't make enough mistakes to allow SK Gaming to even take it to Game 7. And I think in Game 1, that was an extremely clean game from Dignitas overall. If they can keep repeating that process, they're going to force BDS to play for a more high-risk, high-reward style. And I am absolutely positive that BDS will accept that challenge.
BDS are a team that are very well known for maybe starting a little bit slower at times. They grow into series, they get the downloads.
Wow.
And then they figure out what to do. But Jorius, well, he always knows exactly what to do. He's been on point so far.
Oh,
It up for apparently Jack. Jorius is on fire.
That was just brilliant defense by Jorius. He had so much time to kill there, to give his teammates time to come back. And he did that. Well, keeping the ball in a position that wasn't easy for BDS to shoot at. And this is exactly what Dignitas need. They had, I think, Jack playing a good third man role for the first event of the season. Now, the whole team looks pretty comfortable in that position when it's their turn. You can't have a dedicated third man, a dedicated goalkeeper in high-level Rocket League. You need to take your turn when it's your go at the back. Dignitas today look like they're doing that better than ever.
Extra wants to bait somebody in. Jorius, as always, very happy to take the bait. Simply knows that he can get that challenge a little bit better than you can. Mark, flick over the top of Jorius. Can't quite find Jack's car, but it's the first time BDS have really had a chance to push forward. And they now at least get some control over the field. Every single time they even try, there's just such good recoveries on Dignitas. They are everywhere at the moment. Apparently Jack already up. But Monkey Moon is just faster. Mark Bayet decides to go straight for the shot. That will not trouble Dignitas. As it's been a very challenge-heavy affair here in our game number 2. Both teams wanting to establish a little bit of dominance as Jack
Lovely.
definitely knew about the back pass.
Yeah, perfectly weighted back pass by Jack there. Never want to underhit those and give your goalkeeper a really tough decision whether he wants to move in or not. Controlled game 2 from Dig. Unable to pressure BDS and create chances as much as they did in game 1, but I don't think that's so much of a fault of their own. I think BDS have just handled this new improved Dignitas a little bit better in game 2. They are perfectly capable of going even with them mechanically. Let's see if they can keep that up though. Oh, well played by Mark, dribbling past one. Taking a 50-50 and winning the 50-50 of the second one. Not enough boost to center the ball.
We'll look towards BDS at their best as that will trickle towards the net. Jorius unfazed by that, but can he get the followers? Marked by 8. Saves the ball on the line, still pressure coming out. This is where Dignitas have done their best work. Will steal every single ounce of boost. The corner. Mark finally looking to get rid, but it's only as far as the midfield. Dignitas looking for their chance. That was very much it. Scrub Killer waits his turn. This is the first time I've seen a team just keep BDS in their own side of the field. It's very rare this rotation is so stifled.
Yeah, I love the aggression in the second man position from Dignitas. They are following up on each other's passes so quickly it's forcing mistakes from BDS, and I've got to also give credit to Mark by 8 for keeping the ball covered on the previous Dignitas offensive play. He had to stay very, very strong behind the ball there. So he did not have any momentum running into the challenge, and challenges are one of Dignitas' strong points. That 1v1 background gives these guys a whole lot of practice with the 50-50 game.
Well, this is maybe for the first time where BDS's strengths aren't necessarily where they're at their best for this one. And the reason why I say that is because we've got so used to BDS winning all the challenges. It's getting the second player up there before anybody else. And instead, it's been Dignitas that have been a little bit more in control of those positions, especially on the challenge front. So BDS having to get used to not necessarily having an advantage that they've got used to. Played over to the far side. Still no goals. Couple of very, very good chances, though. Over to the corner. That's not going to bounce in a very threatening position. And a lot of time to use. They're going to keep on doing this. BDS are backing down on those early challenges.
Look at Dignitas again. Every time having someone in the pocket near to the plate for that quick follow-up. Composure from Jorius, but he's got some players to worry about here. Monkey Moon, first to the scene, now extra. Chance to make a late chance for BDS. Falls to Scrub Killer, who's quickly out to challenge that one. Tight game and such a nerve-wracking affair. Can Dignitas double up, or can BDS equalize?
Huge overtime for both teams. Mark looking to try and get rid of it. Scrub Killer, he can follow. He's got Jorius in support. Won't even need him. He goes low. And that was a great first challenge, just to force the angle, make life easier for the goal line defender. Scrub already on the wall. Back back and forth so far. Scrub already around, but he didn't see the chance coming through. Pretty much a non-factor in the midfield. Here's Monkey Moon to try and finish it off. And Jorius scrambles to get back into position.
What a save again by Jorius. Dignitas putting in work in defense here. They've actually got a free shot here. It's Jorius in offense. Oh, to Jack! What a play! Dignitas have done it again.
Talk about not trying to go for too much. Jorius could have gone for net. He realized there's a better shot here, and it comes from apparently Jack. Dignitas 2, Team BDS, nothing.
Wow, what a play by Dig. Jorius had a completely uncontested touch on the ball there. BDS were all mid-recovery. The awareness and the wherewithal to find Jack, not just to pass the ball to him, but perfectly as well. He fired that at Jack, and Jack just had to touch it. He just had to get any contact on that, and there's no chance that the defenders can react. No chance at all. That is just a brilliant play by Dig. They are really putting it together here, Shogun. We knew that this team was capable of greatness, but this early in the season and against the best team in Europe, I'm so impressed right now. Dignitas they've taken it to that next level.
It's such a different composition that this roster has been made out of. Very, very different to how we've seen anyone else try to put their team together. And that's the reason why there's been so much scrutiny on them. So many eyeballs just going, how on earth is this going to work? Very good so far. And as we mentioned, they don't think they've peaked. A lot of us don't think they've peaked. But they could very well be sending them away through to a grand finals. Well, at least they're going to have to wait for it for just a moment as we have lost a scrub killer real quick. I suppose we just got to look at this. We've talked a lot about Dignitas in this one, but for BDS, where do you start to adjust a little bit? Because I do feel like that challenge game doesn't belong to them in this particular match.
Yeah.
We never usually say about BDS. Do you just keep going for that and stick to your plan A? Or do we start to see that BDS that we know that they can do start to change things at this point?
Well, BDS do have problems here in this matchup today. Oftentimes when BDS are struggling in a series, we've seen them go 2 games down in best of 5s several times, and they are very good at reverse sweeping. They know what to do to come back from this kind of position, but they don't have an advantage when it comes to speed today. They don't have an advantage when it comes to mechanics in recoveries and boost management. I think that we're pretty even there, if not leaning slightly towards Dignitas so far in the series. But like you said, the other thing that BDS have a problem with is that Dignitas are really good at controlling challenges. When somebody charges in and just slams the ball, Dignitas are quite good at just keeping it in under their control, deflecting it off to the corner, deflecting it off to a teammate, or just keeping it right next to themselves. And BDS are going to need to focus more on, fake challenges, clean out plays against Dignitas, because just trying to brute force this team isn't going to work. They're too mechanical. They're just too good at that control aspect of the challenge game.
Now, unintentional as it may be from Scrub, since he needs to go and get a couple of things sorted out, this is more or less a timeout without having to burn your timeout for BDS. So they get to hold on to that and still have a chat, get themselves back into this game and see if they've made the adjustments that they need to make. Because, I mean, you could the 4 great games in a row. Yeah, no, that's difficult. Even if you're at BDS's level, you are very much not favored to be taking that.
Yeah,
especially not when you're against a peaking Dignitas.
Yeah, when Dignitas took game 1, I think that's when you can call it an even series from that point. Now, Dignitas are 2 games up. They are absolutely the favorites to win from here, even against BDS. Oh, hang on. Mark's just going to be uncontested here. I thought for sure we're going to have a challenge on this one, but Dignitas must have been afraid of own goaling because neither Jack nor neither Jorius or Scrub, have gone for this. And it's 1-0 BDS already.
Well, for Dignitas fans out there, they'll take a sign and just go, of course. The moment we started to think that this was really, really good, we get the communication issue. Yeah. Well, that's just how it always has been for the fans of this team. Off the backboard, though, they can put this right very quickly. Jorius, he has been unrelenting so far. That's pretty much been the only way to stop him. Get the bump. Even then, sometimes too good. Apparently, Jack follows up his own air dribble. And this is one of the more curious bits about Dignitas is that they don't play at a breakneck pace. We've seen so many teams previously prioritize, speed over everything. They're not the quickest team, but they still set you up so well.
Yeah, Dignitas are a very efficient team, and you know, they've always got what it takes to challenge a ball. They're doing a really good job of managing their positioning together today. You know, I'm surprised they're able to pull the synergy and that communication together as quickly as they did, because 2 weeks ago they did not look like they were in BDS's league in the RLCS season. They didn't look like they were there yet. But what a massive turnaround. Credit to these guys for stepping up hugely. And, you know, remember, guys, if Dignitas win this, that ties BDS in overall points. But BDS now looking for a second goal. Monkeyman flying a bit too far to the side of that one. Dignitas with control in the back corner once again. Really going for the air dribbles a lot in this game. But Appjack saw the challenge coming towards him. Ceiling pinch to go past it. It does, however, give BDS back corner control.
Much cleaner so far from BDS. They are one of the strongest teams out there when it comes to not only getting the lead, but maintaining it. Know how to play the clock. They know when to send players forward and when not to. Apparently Jack trying to look for the setup off the demo. Quite what he was after. Still good ideas so far. The demo's plays going more and more of a factor as this series goes along. As the crossfield pass, Mark looks for the net. And apparently Jack just tips that one off to the side.
Yeah, Dignitas goalkeeping looking pretty good. As long as they can communicate who's actually going to make a save, unlike the first goal this game. They're going to BDS some space on this play. Extra wasn't able to utilize a reset to great success, though. BDS quite satisfied to sit on this 1-goal lead for now. Oh, they're going to get another chance, though. Scrub Killer stands in the way of Monkey Moon. He didn't have any boost to play with there, but still a brilliant challenge to deny Monkey Moon a second goal.
Well, Fairy Peak scored from the exact same sort of position earlier on, but no such luck for BDS. Still, Dignitas, they'll want to get this out there inside the field. BDS settling down. The demo is certainly not going to help Dignitas out. Usually boost gone, got to get players back. Players that want to be a little bit more defensively positioned now to go forward and at least meet the challenge. That's off target. And now a good clear away. Scrub,
wow.
He's done enough of the challenge. Apparently Jack looks to take the first one. He's ended up missing it, but it's still bouncing dangerously for Jorius. He goes for the first time. And he almost just didn't put too much on it. And that almost sent every single BDS player past it. As we go off the crossbar one more time, Scrub Killer off the backboard. Who's there first? It's Mark by 8. That 1-0 lead stays where it is.
Yeah, really scary exchange there for BDS. They had all the control this game, and then suddenly Dignitas, with a couple of quick touches in quick succession, turned it around. And that efficiency, creating chances on net from these counter-attacks. Very impressive. Mark's backwards here. Monkeyman able to get in and challenge the ball. Appjack high off the bar towards Scrub. Mark saves it. Final minute of the game. BDS hanging on, but what are Dignitas willing to do to try and get this equalizer? How all in are they going to go?
Well, Dignitas are absolutely adamant about getting rid of that third man from BDS. They know how good the goal line defense is. They also know that goal line defense isn't there if the player isn't there anymore, as that's going to bounce all the way out. The worst possible touch for apparently Jack. A Scrub Killer sets up. Jack's going to try and follow, and he's actually already there. Extra. What a heads-up play. Just turns the ball out of the net. 20 seconds. Dig still looking for this.
Yeah, great save by Extra, clearing the ball while getting that touch to the side of the net. And that's after his teammate in front of him's missed it. So good communication by BDS. Final 10 seconds. Dignitas, corner pass. It's into the middle. Appjack's too close to the ball. Nice recovery, though. He's able to get behind it and is going to go into the air.
Back into the middle. Apparently Jack wanted it, but Extra, he's already sat there waiting. Read a couple of steps ahead. And that is Team BDS who have got one back. That looked like a pretty comfortable stroll at BDS 1-0 through and through until the last few moments there, Johnny, where it became pandemonium.
Yeah, I've got to applaud Dignitas with their creation of chances. They look threatening when they attack. They look threatening with the passing plays. They look threatening with the shots. They are creating realistic chances to score very quickly after picking up the ball in defense. So that's a great sign for them, especially when it comes to comebacks. But that was much more like it from BDS as well. And I think even the most biased Dignitas fans would have to concede it was never going to be that easy. 3-0. Probably a bit too much to ask for, but if you told any of them, you're going to be leading 2-1 after 3 games, they'd probably take it. So still good position for Dignitas, but BDS able to get one on the board. This is now a really key game, because this is where we often see BDS take control of a series. Dignitas have to stay consistent now more than ever.
Dignitas harkens back to what we saw yesterday. They lost that last game off their own mistake. Same thing happened to Joris in that long overtime. They were able to just put it behind them, but this is a much bigger stage with much bigger consequences off the backboard. Scrub Killer sat ready waiting for it. That backboard's not really been much of a farming ground for either team. Extra usually covering it for BDS. He drops low. Nice tap on there from Jorius. Makes life a little bit more awkward there for BDS. Still, Dignitas holding back, realizing that Extra doesn't really have that much support. Didn't quite go across the face of Scrub. He also will not be downfield off the demo to receive that pass, and now it's Monkey Moon's chance. Monkey Moon not really willing to commit as much to these individual places we've previously seen him. He just wants to put the ball awkward and then see what you can grab after the fact. We go off the backboard. Oh, it's Joris the chance, and he's not going to miss.
Huge pickup for Dignitas. BDS letting this one through. Monkey Moon looked like he had it on the first go past him. Looked like he might have it on the rebound as well. And Mark really didn't know what was going on there. I don't think Monkey Moon knew actually if he had that rebound, so he wasn't able to call it early enough for Mark by 8 to just say, okay, it's fine, I got this. And in one of those situations, it probably would have been better if Monkey Moon just gave up on the attempt as soon as he realized he's missing the first time. Let Mark cover him. 1-0 Dignitas though. Really good position, and good finish by Jory is capitalizing on the BDS mistake.
So nice as well, after you've conceded in the last game. A little bit of an avoidable backboard play to at least get one almost similar on the other side of the field. BDS trailing this game. 3.5 minutes left. Is it about to get worse for them? Muck by 8. What a touch. He gets wiped off the field for his own efforts. Wow. Dignitas, we haven't seen a goal scored directly from this just yet. It has not deterred them, though. They are adamant about getting rid of every single BDS player.
Yeah, they really are picking up those demos on the exit from the half per Mark on the last play. Just couldn't actually play the game for a good while. Now look at the challenge game of Dignitas again. It's so strong, and they aren't always challenging early. You know, they're faking challenges as well. They're challenging from behind. They're keeping BDS guessing, and that makes it very difficult for BDS to know what's coming towards them. It's just becoming a demo back and forth here. These guys are going to need to keep an eye on what's behind them, because it's all about the demos in Game 4.
I hope somebody's counting all of these. This has become... I don't even... Oh, wait a second. That was a bit late by Mark. It's become... I don't know if it's just like a battle of egos at this point. Just stop demoing us. We want to get a couple back. It's Jack. Now his own opportunity. Ceiling reset. You're going to get a few of these later on. Maybe a little bit of an up preview. Monkey Moon does clear. 2 minutes now. Jorius with his own attempts off the ceiling. Apparently Jack just wipes the ball away from the oncoming BDS defender. Extra. He's very good. And this is something that BDS have always been very solid at, is if they miss the initial challenge, just linger around, steal the middle boost, and be available for a very solid cross-field pass from their own defense. And even saying that, they have also been outpaced the vast majority of the time by Dignitas in those positions. Oh, that's the opportunity, and apparently Jack!
Wow!
He's made it 2-0.
Marked by 8, creeping off the goal line a bit too early here. Didn't expect the ball to pop that high. Jorius clips it off the curve, gets some nice height on it, and it does go over the last man of BDS. Wide open net for Dig. And, you know, it's Dignitas making that mistake in Game 3 that allowed BDS to come back in. You know, it's sad to say, but we do expect that every now and then from this team. But BDS, 2 huge mistakes in one game. That's not what we're used to seeing from them.
Off the backboard. Mark Bate is already there, but he just has not been able to really find any angle to work from. As Mark Bate, he puts on the crossbar, and it's bounced in the worst way possible.
My.
Extra couldn't turn it in. Heartbreak for BDS. What is it gonna take?
I mean, that's just brutal. That was the worst possible bounce for BDS. They had a quick follow-up ready, but the ball's bounced so awkwardly for them. And, you know, credit to Extra, he almost got back to it anyway, despite that fact. A Dignitas 2-goal lead remains. And they're going to be saying thank you to the Crossbar for that one.
Crossbar, the strongest member of any team. Jack passes it right over to Jory. You can see how desperate they are. Just want to find some sort of block. But even then, you've still got to follow up. Another challenge. Very much needed there from BDS. 30 seconds to just try and find 2. That's just to send it to overtime. Not the bounce that they would have needed. They were going to start that happening as Jorius almost finds yet another one. BDS are not getting the correct part of that wall hit whenever they try and bounce the ball off, and it's actually setting up Dignitas.
Well, BDS need a goal right now if they're going to have any chance of a comeback here. There is the pass out to mid, but Jack's all over it. Dignitas have done it. They are going to be on triple match point. And if they win this, it's grand finals against Vitality. What year is this with Dignitas Vitality? Looking like the grand final likelihood. Still a chance for BDS, but they are going to need to clean up their act defensively.
Oh, here is a stat for you, Johnny. Just got this one through. Dignitas have held BDS to their lowest amount of goals in their first 4 games ever. BDS have never seen this little of... Is it 1 goal? I know I've seen it with my own eyes, but the idea that BDS have scored a goal in 20 minutes of Rocket League is...
madness.
Still incorrect. You know, I could see it a couple more times and I still wouldn't quite believe. And what's more interesting here, Johnny, no timeout. BDS are just going to keep rolling on.
I'm not that surprised by BDS because we have seen this from them before. They just want to go next. They just want to get into the game. Easiest way to, forget about any kind of tilting mistakes is just get right back into the action. If you've got strategical errors, timeouts are very helpful, but BDS just simply, they just missed in that last game. They just made mistakes with the mechanical ability. But look at this from Scrub. 1-0 Dig again. And what are you supposed to do against this if you're sitting in net? You've got 1 goal coming at you off the backboard, and you've got Jack bumping you extra in the worst possible position. And Dignitas are doing this, Shogun.
You all forgot just what Scrub can do when he's got time on the ball. Well, trust me, he has been more than happy to remind everybody about what he is more than capable of. And that actually might be another chance. Joris, he wants to go for the shot, and he's found it!
Jari has had all the options here, and he decides to take the shot. They maybe felt bad. They've been bumping BDS a bit too much. Clean strike by Jarius. Mark on the run back, not able to catch it. They are absolutely destroying BDS here. BDS have never scored so few goals in a series up until this point in the entire history of this team, and Dignitas can't stop scoring. 3-0.
And there will still be Dignitas fans out there that still won't let themselves believe. Wow. Oh, trust me, lads, you can believe at this point. Jorius has got the brace. Scrub Killer has the extra. 3-0. And we're not even 30 seconds into this game. It has been a dismantling by Dignitas.
And who said 1v1 mains can't play threes? I want to at that guy from years ago, but this is crazy to see. Oh, it's not over yet for BDS. What a snipe by Extra. What a read.
It was always going to go.
What a snipe.
Then I will guarantee there will be another one within the next minute.
It feels like an inevitability when you have BDS in the field. It just looks like they always have a chance to come back, no matter how down and out it appears. Let's see what Dig can do. They need to stay focused here. A long time left to go before they can confirm their grand final spot.
Dignitas versus Vitality. No matter how many seasons we go through, still seems like an inevitability. That's very much where we're heading towards. If things stay as they currently are, 1 minute finally down in this game. Extra is in a very tough position. He needs Mark to help him. Extra bumped out. Maybe another one, the hat-trick attempt from Jorius. Unhappy that somebody decided to stop his hat-trick, decides to just get rid of them from the field. Yes, need something here. Whether it be Dignitas mistakes, which have not been as forthcoming as they would have liked, or just some extra gear that they can find. There's one mistake. You got the 2v1. You got to make advantage of it. That's why. Because apparently Jack was getting himself back into position second by second. BDS could not control the play quick enough.
Yeah, Mark just had to get moving a bit faster there. Not that he knew exactly where Jack was on the recovery. Well played by Jack to cover the shot. Oh, he's almost scored there. Jack denied by the crossbar. Dignitas just trying to play keep away here. They are doing a good job of it as well, limiting BDS's opportunities. This is exactly the answer we were looking for from Dig. We've seen that they've got potential. We've seen that they've got the individual ability. Now we've seen that they can avoid the mistakes. Look at the demos, by the way, the shade demos by Dignitas. But now when the pressure reaches a climax, Dignitas are still playing at their absolute best that we've seen from them all season. This is all that you need to know as a Dig fan. They are competing with the best in Europe.
Whatever was said between tournaments, whatever meeting that they had, keep on doing it, because this has been night and day difference between the Dignitas of the European Open and the Dignitas of the BMW Rocket League Open. 2 minutes away now, 2 goals up. Booming clear there from Scrub. Jack's not quite got the ability to follow, but he does steal some boost. Pass over to Monkey Moon. They know how quickly they've got to play this because Dignitas are always looking for their cars. And it's causing, you know, some snap decisions there from BDS.
I like the passing from BDS. That's the right idea, and it was a really good move with Mark over on the far side of the field there. Had the pass been a bit lower, he could have absolutely sent that on the net, and it would have been difficult for Dignitas to save, but such small margins for error here. BDS don't have the time to be missing these chances. Dignitas have really played a very, very safe style here, not giving a lot of volatility to the ball for BDS to work with.
They just kind of walked into a gold mine after the first minute of this game. Might even get a chance to add to it. Jorius still hunting for his hat trick. Has he got it here? Has he ever? Jorius with the filthy plays over here in the semi-finals.
Look at the placement from Jorius. Defender's not sure if he's going to shoot this or go at field. You better look out for the top corner. 4-1. Not just in this game, but in the series score, should this continue. Dignitas getting the absolutely perfect revenge at this rate for the loss they suffered to BDS in the first event of this season. They're going to tie BDS in total points should they continue to win.
But chat, get yourselves ready for the freestyle grand finals and just start typing out some 10s, because that's what that goal was worth to Dignitas. Under a minute away now. And they'll believe more and more as they are inching closer towards another tournament win.
Wow.
There it is. 5-1. No way back here for BDS.
Well, BDS knew that they had to really send everybody here, but this is what happens when you attack with your whole squad. It's going to be a goal for someone, and that someone is Dignitas. They are absolutely in a position where it's not even throwable. Surely not. There's no way they can bottle this sugar.
It would definitely be one for the ages. That ended up being the case, but no. Even the most pessimistic of you out there, Gibbs, could not possibly see this one going away from Dignitas. This has been an eye-opening performance for everybody. They have just, well, if we took their playstyle from it, demolished BDS out of this tournament. And Dignitas will take on Team Vitality in the grand finals.
Just thoroughly deserved. And class from Extra sending a message to Dig there to say good luck in the finals, guys. Same thing from Monkey Moon. BDS always gracious in defeat, despite how rare of an occasion that is for them. But for the second event in a row, they have got some stiff competition, and this wasn't the 4-3 loss that we saw to Endpoint, where they were edged out twice in a row. This was a thrashing. 4-1 is an extremely one-sided series by appearance, and when you look closely at it, it was a one-sided series. Dignitas just had their number. They played more consistently, they made less mistakes, they made bigger plays, and I think they were actually better as a team, not just as 3 individuals. I've, got to say, I did not expect to see this from them this early in the season. I backed Dig, I backed this Scrub addition to the team, but I didn't think they're gonna get it together this early, Shogun.
2 goals for BDS. What? That doesn't make sense. You know, there's one thing to beat BDS. You know, congratulations. Usually we look at that and just go, okay, but, you know, do it again. That's the exact same phrase that we had for other teams out there that have beat BDS. That is a performance that you look at and just go, yeah, you would do that again.
Man.
And Dignitas can still get better. You know, this is
crazy.
This is just getting to your top form far earlier than anybody expected. But you all know what we thought about this series. We were astonished. And now I want to hear what the desk has got to say.